Wait for some of you guys to come in. If there will be any of you that come in, the video wasn't uploading, so I decided not to do that. I decided to just go live instead. So I'll wait for some people to come. If there's no one that comes, then I will just make this video just a live and just deliver this message. It's fine. But I'll let a few more of you guys come. What's up, you guys? How you guys doing? So today, I'll probably be answering questions after I talk about this message because this is something that's really important that I wanted to say. Um, because there's so many things that are going on, and so many people that keep trying to point the finger when it comes down to, them needing to take responsibility for themselves. And for me, quite frankly, I'm pretty tired of that shit. So I'm just gonna address some stuff. First of all, hi, how you guys doing? So, what I want to start off by saying basically is the fact that mental health is something that is very essential, okay, on this path. Mental health should be essential in every single thing that you do. It should be essential in every religion, every belief system. Mental health should be the main focus and priority. Quite honestly, there have been so many people who have been approaching me, who have been coming at me, who have been highly disrespectful and going about things the wrong way. And I warned them and I let them know, I'm not the one because when it comes down to it, people need to take accountability and responsibility for themselves. Recently, there was a person who was, really trying to tell me something about myself, okay, and trying to tell me something about my belief system. But quite honestly, it made absolutely no sense because every single thing that this person kept saying was quotes from the Bible. When I understand, I understand that there are people that use the Bible, okay, and they use the Bible as their evidence. But when you're speaking on concepts or you're speaking on things that you're not a part of, and you're speaking on things that do not connect to your path, you don't have a right to talk shit about people's beliefs when people aren't coming for you. So basically, for those people who are Christian, okay, and no disrespect to the gods of Christianity or whatever, I don't have any time for any of that shit or getting into it with anyone about that. This is just me addressing what I feel about people disrespecting me and coming here disrespecting me and, in my comment section. First of all, quite recently, there was someone that came to me telling me that they feel Satan hates them. This has to be the stupidest thing that anybody can fucking say when they are a Christian. First of all, Satan doesn't give a fuck about people who are in that religion. He doesn't care. Most of the demons aren't going to torment or fuck with anybody. They don't care. They don't care. Most of them are doing work and they're too busy to be fucking worried about people who aren't worth a damn. Okay? People literally, people literally continuously keep coming forward and telling me about the fact that I need to change my path. I need to, I need to change my path. I need to do this. I need to do that. It's really just like, I don't understand why people try and do that when I don't go to them and try to preach to them what they need to do or what they need to change. This is something that needs to be pointed out, okay? That is mental instability. I think people need to stop sugarcoating shit and tell the truth. Let's call a spade a spade. That is mental health. That is an unstable mental health. When people are coming at you like that and they're telling you a bunch of, and they're cussing you out or telling you a bunch of shit, spewing out a bunch of words that are meaningless and senseless at the end of the day, if they don't have anything that they want to tell you and they're not addressing you directly, it's literally there's no point in continuing conversation with them because they keep coming back and saying shit that has nothing to do with what's going on. What's up, brother? How you doing? Sorry, you guys. I just wanted to get this. I just wanted to put this stuff out there. people keep saying stuff, that really has nothing to do with the conversation. Really, what should be brought forward is the fact that these people are not healing, okay? They are not getting that reassurance that they're wanting. It's making them curious. There's a lot of people who are curious that come to my channel. They try to hide behind the things that they're saying, and they try to hide behind their God. But literally, if you're coming here, I purposely charge the videos with the essence of each demonic entity that I make a video about. And not to mention, just by talking about them, the demon is present. So, with that person being curious or trying to know your enemy, you're indulging. So, for everybody that comes here wants to say any fucking thing about what I do, you're indulging. So if you're gonna come into my comment sections and try to get me to switch or say whatever, it's like, come on now, man. It's like, come on now. You really don't get the fact that you being here is giving me energy. You're giving energy to people who are within this environment, who are on this path. You need to pay attention to yourself. There's so many people that are claiming to be these followers of all these different religions that call this stuff evil, that call using tarot cards evil, that say that you shouldn't wear spiritual jewelry or imbue spiritual jewelry. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't use divination or use astrology, but they still use it. But it makes it different because they use it in the name of their God. I feel like that doesn't make any sense. That's hypocrisy. Am I right? It really doesn't make sense because those people aren't stepping out of their own way to really realize the fact that they do the same thing. There are even practitioners that align with the right hand path, or even people who practice different methods of black magic that still feel like they are not doing anything that is going to make them go to hell. I mean, come on now. That concept is so crass anyway. It's ridiculous. No one actually knows what the fuck is going to happen. So, really, why should you care about it? You're not God. And then the beings that people believe are their gods are just an aspect and a mere fractal of what the hell the God actually is. Exactly. They don't. Exactly. It is a double standard, and it's ridiculous. It's like, come on now, you guys need to take accountability for yourself. There's so many people that I see on a daily basis that are like, you have Satan in your life, you're gonna be miserable, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be that, and I think to myself, okay, first of all, I'm healing through a lot of childhood trauma. Okay, I have a lot of old wounds that actually have been sealed and healed. I have a lot of relationships with family members that I've had huge falling outs with, but I've actually come to terms with them with the fact that they didn't understand exactly what I was going through when I was being put through the stuff that I was being put through. I forgave them, but I didn't forget exactly what was going on. This has helped me open doorways to a lot of different opportunities within my life. Okay. There are people who talk shit about demonic pacts. There are people who talk about working with demons. There are people who talk about Satan, talk about Lucifer, Lilith, people who talk about Santa Muerte. I'm just like, bro, you guys, people who say this stuff, people who don't have experience don't have a right to say anything about any of the spirits that fall into our path. I'm not even upset about it. I just feel like people need to have a checkup. And I feel like personally, with myself saying something, it makes me feel good to say something, you know? I feel better getting this off of my chest, but also putting it out there because it should be put in the public. People sugarcoat and they hide behind bullshit too much. I'm not gonna hide behind anything that's a bunch of bullcrap. I didn't hear about that. That's pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yes. Barba It's funny that you're talking about Barbados because I'm actually working with him right now too. Astra, like I'm actually working with him right now too, and he's really changed the bond that I've had with my cats. It's very interesting because they are so present with everything that I do now. They're always around me. They're acting very, very, very affectionate, a lot more than they were before I came in contact with him. Sorry, I don't want to get sidetracked though. I really feel like there are a lot of people who talk so much shit about demonic entities, who talk about spirits that don't have the balls to actually step to them and experience them for themselves. And they don't realize the fact that if they did step to them and they did talk to them and they asked them many questions, they might just get the truth. But see, people don't want to talk about that. People don't want the truth. People don't want, the fucking people don't want anything that's heavy hitting like that. Because demons tell the truth. Majority of the demons that I've met have told me the fucking truth. They told me the truth about things that have happened with my family. They've identified things to me that I've been looking for when it came to closure. Okay? They've helped me to come to terms with people that have passed in my family suddenly, okay, in the past when I was younger. They helped me come to terms with not having my mother. They've helped me to start my business, okay, and be stable. They helped me to also be organized. They helped me to also be more kind to my woman. They helped me to also treat other people how I want to be treated. So if our spirits are so evil, why are we so kind? Why are we so loving? Why are there so many pieces of us that are being repaired if these beings want our soul? Because if they wanted our soul and they wanted to torment us, wouldn't they not go through with the efforts of repairing us and helping us out? I just feel like if your soul is already corrupted and it's hurt, that's the best way to get you. They wouldn't build you up and bring you forward and uplift you and show you things that you're capable of and bring you fully into your power and give you full control of your life just to take your soul. That's ridiculous. No problem. Exactly. Exactly. They really don't. What's up, Truth? How you doing? Exactly. And then I'm looking at it like this. I want to touch on this too. Santa Muerte, okay? Like myself and my girl, we have a very, very close connection to her. We have a very close bond with her. She changed my life. She's exiled. People talk shit on her. People don't understand her. It's like every single person who falls into a different path, okay, who falls into different teachings, they don't take the time to actually understand who the beings are. I feel like people who have the nerve to talk shit should actually put that energy to the test. There have been so many people who've told me, your demons are useless and defenseless in my presence. But when we continue on talking, they block me because I come with fucking facts. I come with facts every time. There should be facts. There should be real experience that's put out there. Let's stop letting frauds walk around and just say what they want to say. I just feel like if their God is so mighty, if your God is so mighty, why is your God not helping you with your inner child trauma? Why is your God not helping you understand that you have shadows that you're going to have conflict with if you don't work on your inner child? It's okay. Sometimes it happens. Like it's very sad. Okay. Then there was someone who is a there was someone who I'm not even gonna name. Okay. But that was talking about demonic pacts and how demonic pacts are evil. But this person is involved with some very dark ass magic that has a very, very dark history. But they still say that people who identify as Luciferian or Satanist are the evil ones. Those are the first people who are going to welcome you with open arms. The ones who actually are authentic are going to welcome you. They're going to be kind to you. They're going to assist you. That is the goal for everyone to get their peace, for everyone to be able to transcend, for everyone to be able to live life the way that they're supposed to live. I think that it's downright ridiculous that someone who is a practitioner of black magic would have the audacity to say something like that. It's like, come on, man. What are you talking about? I've heard these same people think that just to say that just because they work with angels or they work with other spirits that are, involved with Palo or involved with Santeria, that they are not people that are practitioners of black magic. I mean, sorry to break it to you, but money magic, that's black magic. Luck magic, that's black magic. If you're doing court case spells, that's black magic. You're using tarot cards, that falls under the guise of black magic. Majority of that stuff falls under black magic. And black magic isn't something to be taken with a negative connotation. It's something that was created. That's a term that was created to oust and to exile people who were practitioners of things that other people who were religious did not understand. It was an attempt to rob and take that from cultures of people who were bred and born into it, that fully understood that and embodied everything that their paths and their ancestors taught. It was an attempt to abolish it, to ruin it and destroy it. But you know what happened? People who were practitioners of black magic, they continued on to use it. They used it in secrecy at first because they feared being murdered by these fucking people. hmm And so it really just it makes me wonder, why are these people so pressed? Why don't they actually put their money where their mouth is and go forward with talking to some demons? I feel like people who got the nerve to talk shit about Satan should meet Satan first. Meet Satan first. Meet the real Satan, not an imposter spirit. Meet Lucifer first. Meet Asmodeus first. Do your little ritual where you feel like, if you feel like you want to constrain a demon, whatever, if you feel like that's going to help, it's just going to piss them off. But I feel like they should approach them, talk to them, get their side of the story, get their perspective. Because I'll be damned if I'm gonna read some motherfucking book and live my life by a book that someone wrote a long, long, long time ago that has a history of murdering people, bludgeoning people, drowning people, putting people in prison, torture devices were created specifically to torture people who identified as witches. They would pull their nails off, would put devices in people's mouths and twist it until their whole throat and the back of their mouth split open. Those were created to be used against witches when they were interrogating them to find the covens. That's the shit that Christians don't want to talk about. This is what Christians don't want to talk about. They could say that's not Christianity, that's not blah, 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 but it's a part of their history. That's a part of your history. But the only thing that they have to say about us on this path is the fact that our spirits, that they believe because of the fact that they see it in the media, which is a bunch of bull crap, that spirits like Moloch accept child sacrifice, that spirits like Moloch promote pedophilia. Under no fucking circumstances would Baphomet, would Lucifer, would Satan, would Moloch, would Lilith, Would any of the unholy divine accept any kind of pedophilia or child sacrifice? Nor would they promote it. So I want people to answer this question for me. Why is there far less pedophilia in Satanism and in Luciferianism? And for those who are Thelemites, why is there far less pedophilia in these practices than there is in Christianity, than there is in Catholicism, than there is in all of these high up religious systems that seem to control the world? I don't know about you, but I find that really weird. I find that weird that a religion controls the world. That just don't sit right with me. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, they are just throw people off. They are. I also want to touch on something else too that I think is a bunch of bullshit. People who identify as Satanist, people who identify as Luciferian, people who identify on any path that are racist, they are full of shit. They're full of shit because every single spirit that aligns with this path has no fucking hate toward any race. They don't give a fuck about your race as long as you are respectful to them. They actually take it upon themselves to let it be known that they don't associate with people who are racist and they don't approve of it. Most of the people who claim that they are working with Satan or they are working with any spirit for that matter, that they align to racism is a fucking lie. Those are imitation spirits. Those are frauds. Those are tricksters. Those are fake. Any fucking real practitioner knows the truth about this. This shit is fake as fuck. And I got tired of people talking about this bullshit and telling me about these things. Recently today, someone was telling my girl Jupiter a bunch of shit about telling her a bunch of shit about the Bible. Okay, because we posted something that correlated to Christians putting women on sticks and impaling their vaginas until the stick went all the way through the vagina. Not only that, but it penetrated through the major organs, through their back until they died and they bled to death on sticks. This is the history that they don't talk about. That's the shit that they don't want you to know about. Why in the fuck would I align with a religion that has a history of doing that? Why would I align with something that has a history of doing that? And a religion that has a history of these people using the words in their book, bringing forward their own definition to make it seem just. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, they care about your time and effort. Yeah, they do. It's crazy that when a major sting happens, like the child pedophilia, a bunch of fucking pedophilia is going on right now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. How there's so much pedophilia that's going on right now in all of these major corporations. If people didn't know that all most of these fucking rich scumbags are pedophiles, okay, now you know. There will be a whole lot more that is revealed moving forward in the future. And people make fun of those like us that talk to Lucifer or dedicate ourselves to someone like Asmodeus who has the motherfucking scoop on all of this bullshit that can tell you straight up what the fuck is going on and if these people are truly working with spirits or not. Also, if those people are attracted to kids, because most of those motherfuckers are. And that ain't shit that I condone. All the world leaders, the presidents, Everybody. I feel like if people don't believe this shit, if they don't see this shit for what it is now, they are living under a rock. This is quite honestly something that is ridiculous. And honestly, I don't care if this affects the channel, whatever. I will start another one. I don't give a fuck. Because this is stuff that needs to be said. It's a bunch of bullshit that is going on that needs to be ousted. That's stuff that needs to be put out there instead of people coming over here saying that you're gonna burn in hell for you working on yourself and you taking control of your life. You're greedy. You're going to become greedy because you're working with demons. Actually, I've become far less greedy. I've become actually very, very humble, if you may. If I may. I've become very grateful for a lot of the things that have been brought into my path. I've actually come to understand how my mental health plays a big part in my life and my livelihood and my relationship. So I feel like the people who have the nerve to say that stuff, those are the people who need to work on their mental health. These are the people that need to be pointed out. Like I feel like they need to be approached. I know there's a lot of people who say don't waste your time, but you need to point out the fact that they have mental instability. We need to take people off of their high horses and really make them understand that they need to have their ego checked at the door because it is essential for people to get checked. People get checked. It is something that needs to be brought back. Everything is so soft these days. Everybody's so sensitive and they let people walk all over them. You don't need to let somebody walk all over you. I'm not saying go to war with anyone. I'm just saying point out stuff that is bullshit because there's a lot of bullshit that's going on. A lot of it. Exactly. Exactly. Hmm. Advice on working with the ego. Circa. Yes. First, I would recommend you going into your very, 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 very prepubescent years of your life. Okay, validating your inner child in probably from about age 2, if you can remember that, to age 16. That is a very, very, very important time of your life because that's when your brain is starting to develop to where you are moving forward towards becoming an adult because you're hitting your preteens. Okay, you should be working through all of those years, and once you hit those years, that'll give you the ability to understand yourself once you move forward into doing that other work in your future. Okay, I'm talking when you move into your mid 20s, if you're in your 20s or if you're in your 30s, when you're moving into all of that. And then it's going to suck because you're moving into your relationships, you're moving into a lot of it. Your ego is something that requires constant work, okay? This is shadow work. This is shadowmancy. That is what shadowmancy is. That is what shadowmancy truly is, working with your past. Now, shadowmancy can also it can also entail you working with your past to bring forward pieces of your anger that you have felt. Now, if you have helped yourself and you've healed, that anger you'll be able to harness that anger a lot faster and charge whatever it is that you're wanting to bring forward with that. Or you can push forward your shadow self and go harass someone if that's what you wanted to do. But for those people who want to do that, work on yourself first, work on your past first. The more you work on yourself, the more you work on understanding your mental health, the more you work on your core belief systems, the more you will have the ability to be in control of everything in your life. Everything that you can maintain and control will be under control. And the things that you can't change, those are things that you can't change. Just like it says in the Bible, the courage is to accept the things that you cannot change. That's fine. You have to have the courage to accept the things that you can't change. No problem. Hmm. I do. I mean, Giovanni, I do a lot of in depth. work with a lot of these spirits. So when I go talk to these spirits, they tell me things about myself. For example, I was really, I wasn't. Yes, I'm this personality on YouTube, but I do have a life. Okay, there are pieces of myself that are being worked on. Okay, and there were pieces of my childhood that came forward from that shadow work, in which brought forward a lot of anger. And with that anger, I started to lash out and release that anger onto my cat Zeus. And I was just being very aggressive with him with words, and being a little unreasonable with him. And then I came into contact with Barbados, and he helped me to realize where that energy was coming from. Barbados helped me to realize that that energy is coming from this. And as soon as I realized that that energy was stemming from that specific part of my life, I was able to validate myself. And then I was able to form an even closer bond with my cats. Now they don't leave my side. Honestly, Zeus does not leave my side. He comes with me literally everywhere I go. Every time I go to do a ritual, when I'm sitting on my mat, I'm putting my circle down. Zeus is right there. Lily is right there. And they always are just present now. I had a dream about them talking to me. And ever since I had that dream, they have been acting exactly like how they said their personalities were in the dream. So I find it very fascinating at the fact that Barbados specializes in communication with animals, more specifically the birds and the felines. Those are his main two. And now they're acting the way that they do. It's quite impressive to me that I'm able to communicate with my cats on another level now. It's beautiful. Yep. Amdusius loves sandalwood. You can also give him dragon's blood too. That one's really cool. You can also give him, even if you don't have incense, you can also give him water. Water's fine as well. You can give him a bowl of water. That works too. Yeah, sandalwood is the perfect incense for dukes and the energies of fire. It's the perfect incense for that. Sorry, my cats are right here. They're being adorable. But I really, it really just means a lot to me. So when someone comes and tries to tell me anything about what I do and the great work that I do and the work that I want to bring forward and show people that they can bring into their life, yeah, I'm going to be pretty pressed about it because I put in work day in and day out. I do my meditations every day. Recently, I've just started talking to Shiva again, and I got my Rudraksha mala. I got back into doing my 108 mantras. Well, I'm supposed to do 10,000, but I started off doing 108, and I'm moving into doing 10,000 a day. And I'm actually getting pretty close because I used to be very, very, very well disciplined when it came to working with the system of Kujiin or Kujikuri, I should say. You can drink that water after, actually. It's actually really good to drink the waters that your spirits bless. You can dedicate it to them. Yeah. Dedicate that bowl of water to multiple spirits, though. Multiple spirits. Especially your altar, dedicated to multiple spirits instead of just being for one spirit, because then it'll allow you to connect with all of them when you touch that item, or when you touch, or you're at your altar, or when you come in contact with it, or even when you're in the vicinity of it. How do I approach new spirits? Research them, research them, research them. I cannot stress that enough. Just research them a ton as much as you can, but keep an open mind because your psyche, okay, your mind is going to come up with what you are the most comfortable with, okay? So they are going to show themselves to you in the way that you are the most comfortable. For me, I am the most comfortable with them showing me the most grotesque versions of themselves. I really appreciate it when they don't put on a facade and they show me exactly what they look like. For example, when beef runs came, or Beaufry. When Bifrons approached me, which it is said that Bifrons is one of the most dangerous demons in the Goetia, he was very kind, he was very patient, very understanding, and he really wanted to help with a situation that I had going on. For him to be considered extremely dangerous, he sure was very, very helpful and reassuring of my safety as well. Okay? It all boils down to the way that you approach these beings. Bifrons showed up to me as a creature that I can only describe and compare to one of the the zombies off of Left 4 Dead 2. I don't know if there's those of you who are video game fanatics, but I'm a video game fanatic and I can compare a lot of these spirits appearances to a lot of the a lot of the bosses and creatures that I've seen in video games. Befriend showed up to me as a creature, like a zombie-like creature with a missing jaw, with a long green tongue, okay, and a purple body. He didn't really have um, a neck. He was very skinny, but when he spoke telepathically. Now he looked very horrifying. Okay, he would look horrifying to someone else, but for me, that's very comforting to me. It's a sign of respect to me because it shows their integrity. Okay, when they approach me, it shows that they are actually willing to tell me the truth. That is how a lot of the spirits have gained my trust and actually shown me how to actually move forward in situations that I have been stuck in. They show me to be authentic always and to speak your truth at all times, no matter what the consequence is, especially if your truth is authentic. Okay? Yes, research them, research them, research them. And then when you're moving down to it, connect to them through the sigil. Don't try to physically evoke them. I don't recommend that for people who are kind of working with a new spirit. Just go for opening the sigil first and have some telepathic contact, build some rapport with them, and that will give you the ability to get a feel for who they are. Exactly. I'm doing very well, Eli. I really appreciate you for coming here, bro. And I hope you're doing good too. And also, I'm not done. I'm definitely not done with that work that I was doing for you, bro. I got your back to the fullest. I just want to let you know that. And I have your back, man, for real. It's a bunch of bull crap what you're being put through, and it pisses me off, bro. So I think about you every day, and I always send energy toward your situation, and I hope that you are liberated from that soon because I could not fathom being inside, being a part of what you're put through on a daily basis. And I really appreciate you being my friend, bro. Yeah, that's what I have to say to you, Eli. Exactly. Yes, Dread. Exactly, Dread. That's okay. Go ahead, try him out. Connect with him. Of course, man. Of course. Of course. You had my back from the start. You told me a lot of stuff, that was correlating to me. You really showed me pieces of myself that I wasn't really seeing and also energies that I was giving off that you were able to sense. So, no, I definitely appreciate that. It goes a long way. It goes a long way for real. Yeah. The descriptions in the descriptions in the Lesser Key of Solomon, they come from whew, they come from like the 1400s. Like it's really, really, really old. It is very, very old. And when Solomon was using it, he really didn't want everyone to understand what the spirits could do. He didn't want to give out the information about their full potential. That is the reason why it's written the way that it is. He didn't go in depth because he wanted to keep that a secret in case there were people who wanted to work with them without his methods. It's a method of domination and control. That's the reason why I decided to make the Goetia. That's why I decided to make my series on the Goetic demons, and I have 40 more to go. 40 more. I'm 32 in. That's insane. But I'm definitely doing this to make sure that all of their information is out there so that people that want to work with them and align with them can. Okay? I like to make sure that everyone can find something that they align to, that they love and that they enjoy. And from my experience with the 32 that I have encountered already, trust me, there is a lot that the Goetia has to offer when you do not try to constrain them. Respect them and they will respect you. They will give you everything that you could possibly want. Now, everything that you could possibly want isn't everything that you could possibly need. So those wants will come with a price. The needs will come for free. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Circa. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys. Yeah, I try to get as much information from them as possible, you know, and then I do my research after to see if it's, if it kind of if it connects to other magicians that have encountered these spirits, just to check the credibility because of the fact that I am a skeptic. So I take a very logical approach, even though I am a practitioner. And I love you guys too. The needs will come for free. Exactly. hmm Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Also, if you guys haven't subscribed to Eli Mercury, he has a very good fucking channel. He goes in depth on helping you understand how to fully evoke spirits, invoking them, pendulums. He has very dope ass merch. Like he has some sick merch, especially those of you who have connections to Lucifer. I highly recommend you guys go check his channel out and subscribe to him. Please, if you check him out, if you go to look at his channel and you go look at him right now, subscribe to him. Let's at least get him to 1K subs because he fucking deserves it. He deserves to be able to go live. He has plenty of views. He deserves to be able to go live too. No problem. Now, Zay, ask Eli. He has a lot of experience with Lilith. He I would consider him an expert with Lilith. He's considered a son of Lilith, so hmm Lilith is also really good. Lilith Osteroth is also very good with Lilith. Get Eli to 1,000 subs. Exactly. Get him to 1,000 subs. But also, I don't want to forget to mention Donald James. Okay. Donald James is another up and coming occultist too. He has some really dope ass content he's coming out with. He's kind of slowly, gradually putting it out there. And I can understand why he's doing that. But he's going to be someone that's up and coming too. And I would really appreciate it if you guys sub to him as well. He's very informative. He is most definitely a full blown devotee to King Paimon. I would say he will be in the future the embodiment of King Paimon. He honestly is someone that never ceases to impress me with his gnosis that he gathers from King Paimon. Honestly. hmm Exactly. Yeah. I'll definitely be one to admit that Lilith Astaroth and also Eli are the main ones that really know about Lilith in this chat from my experience. I know Energy Damon is really good with a lot of stuff too, but I haven't had experience with her work yet. But I have seen her readings in the chat, and she's fucking on point, especially when she was reading my girl. hmm See, Eli's already dropping gems. He drops gems every day, every day. Man, I really appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, okay. For me, from me or from Donald, because Donald has a lot more stuff that he has acquired via gnosis from King Paimon. For myself, I've only acquired information from him in the dreams, in really in my dreams, in lucid dreams, and it was a lot, but it was more so things that played out in the physical realm, in which there were people who were removed out of my life and results that were brought forward. He has the information and the documentation of his experiences with Hyman, so you can really ask him. The biggest message that I got from him is, if you're going to be on this path, you need to dive into the abyss head first, and don't worry about how far down the abyss goes. When you hit water, you hit water. You need to trust in yourself and trust in the essence of the darkness. That was my biggest message I gathered from King Paimon. Thanks, Eli. All right. I will definitely continue to take questions. You guys can just go ahead. You guys can fire off questions now. Yeah, yeah. Paimon made me he made me go for it. He was like, if you want to be on this path. Honestly, when I first met Paimon told me, and he was very respectful. Paimon is actually one of the first demons that I've actually encountered, and he was very patient, very fucking respectful. This is what he told me verbatim. I summoned him, and I was scared, I'm not gonna lie, because I feared him because of what I was taught, what was put into my head. Okay, the brainwashing and for me have to re-educate myself. It took a while, and Pyman was very respectful when it came down to it. I didn't constrain him. I didn't even use angel names, honestly. The only thing that I did was use the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. That's it. I never used a constraining angel or was disrespectful in any way, because I highly felt like that was disrespectful. And so, especially if you're asking them for things, Pyman told me, if you want to get rid of me, you know how to get rid of me. If you want to work with me, then you can work with me. But if you do work with me, all I ask is that you give me your respect and you give me your honest intention and devotion. That's what Pyman told me. After that, he made me calm the fuck down. He made me also start to look into myself for things that I needed and not wanted. He made me realize the people who were fucking with me, that were practitioners, that were literally pulling the veil over my eyes before I actually started to really get into the left hand path. Okay? He really helped me through a lot of shit. And then I was introduced to Bune. And it went on from there. And every single spirit I met after that was very, very helpful. I can't say I've actually had a really negative experience until, not a negative experience, but I had a very weird, creepy vibe. Okay, from Ose, okay, or Ase. Ase is very different compared to a lot of the demons that I've met in the Goetia. Now you approach him with caution, because he likes to play mind games with you. Some of them like to play with you, and that's just what it is. He had me kind of experiencing some weird shit, but that's just because of the fact that it's his vibe. It's just the way that he goes about things. So if people who are beginners, I do not recommend I'll say for anyone who's a beginner. Only those who are intermediate, because you likely might not make it out of those damn delusions. He he really can mess with you. So that's why I recommend him for someone who who wants to really fuck their enemy up. Marbus and Bure. Now, Buer, I work with Buer for all my addiction work. Marbus, I work through for healing. Marbus, for those of you who are very curious about shadow work, Marbus is a very good spirit to work with for shadow work, for inner child work, for understanding of your suicidal tendencies, for understanding in depth information correlating to the origins of your depression, the origins of your core belief systems. Okay, Marbus is the shit when it comes down to healing. Buer is the shit when it comes down to doing addiction work. If you want to kick an addiction, Buer is the one to go to. Buer is the one to go to for addiction. That's what I will say. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Mm-hmm. Mischievous. Yeah, he likes to have fun. Let's see. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna get to these questions too. Yes, there is no light without darkness. Yes, yes. Okay. How long did I work with him? For probably about. Did I wake you up? Did I wake you up? Oh, okay. For probably about a month or so. He got me some really good results, so he most definitely um earned his keep with the spirits that I have high respect for because I wasn't asking of a lot and he brought me a lot. So Azazel is a spirit that's very awesome. Now, Michelle, I haven't worked with the Baron. The Baron has approached me, but I'm taking my time with that because I have not worked with him yet. I don't really know when I'll work with him, but it is something that is a plan for me in the future. I have way too many spirits that I'm working with now, and I have like three pantheons that I'm connecting to, so I'm trying to take my time. How important is physical exercise? Physical exercise is important in magic because the stronger you are when it comes down to your magic, the more physically fit you are, the more energy you're going to be able to put into your rituals. The more it's going to be easier to access your astral double, the more easier it'll be to also connect to your shadow self too. The more physically fit you are, the more energy you're going to be able to have, the more energy you're going to be able to emit. At least that's from the gnosis that I've gathered. Mm-hmm. Lilith's Satorian aspect. Eli knows a lot more about Lilith. I have not worked with Lilith as much or in depth. Um, Also, I have not worked with Legba either. I've only kind of started to connect with Ilegua, but not even as much. You don't sit right with me, bro. And you know who I'm talking to. I don't vibe with you because the way that you went about that was weird. That's weird. Like I don't play that. The way you talked to me and you did all that was weird, bro. Like I didn't like that. I'm not vibing with you like that, dude. Like I don't like that. So like you could do what you got to do, with all due respect. I really don't want you here, bro. So like you could hop off my stuff. Like we not cool at all. Like whatsoever. You know who you are. I feel like you can't do that. You can't you can't really, you can't go back and forth with somebody, especially like me, and reveal your intentions from the jump when I'm watching you, and then you reveal yourself in the end, and then kind of act like it wasn't what it was. I don't mess with that. So you can go, bro. You can dip with all that. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to the questions. Yeah, yeah, cause I don't mess with him like that. He know who he is. Can't come in here and tell me what's up. And and you did what you did. I'm sorry, bro. I'm forgiving, but I'm not somebody that is. I'm not dumb. I know what you doing. I know what you did. Like I peeped it. I peeped it from the jump. I don't I don't mess with that stuff, dude. I'm not that kind of person. You can dead that right now. I haven't worked with Anubis in a while. It's been a while. Don't waste my time on ego. Nah, bro. See, this is what I'm talking about, dude. It ain't no ego. You don't sit right with me, my G. You not somebody I mess with. Don't call me, bro. Don't talk to me. I don't mess with you, G. I don't mess with you, bro. Like you need to dip, G. Like I don't mess with none of that. You fake. You fake. Like you are, dude. I don't mess with none of that stuff. Don't call me, bro. Don't come in here with none of that stuff. It's smoke. It's all smoke. It is it's not copacetic. It's not cool, bro. Like that's not cool what you did. Then you come in here trying to be nice? Nah, bro. Deuces with all that, bro. I did. Yeah, really, because I needed to let him know. Like you can't do that. I'm not cussing. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm not, I'm being cordial. It's just I don't play that. Can't do that. Yes, it can change you. It can change your alchemy a lot. It can also change your appearance. It can definitely make you look younger. It can make you look more um attractive. It can make you look more, more appealing. It can also make you someone that is more wanted, in the public, if that makes sense. I'm sorry, you guys. I don't play that, so I can't condone it. I wanted to say my piece because I feel like it's better to say it in public because I need it to be known that he don't sit well with me, bro. That's not cool. And that's it. That's it. Yeah, they can. Yo, 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 Lily, come on. Thank you. Right? Yeah, they do a lot of other stuff too, but yeah. How do you know when it's open? Andreas, sorry about that. You know when it's open when you are experiencing um energies like pressure in your forehead, basically feeling fluctuations in your temperature, like when your temperature is changing, when you're feeling hot, cold, especially if you're feeling hot when it's very cold in a room. That's another ability known as, like what is it, claircognizance? Sorry, I'm all boggled because of all that stuff. I'm clearing it out right now. All right. You also sometimes you can see physically with your naked eyes. Um, when your third eye is open too, it makes it a lot easier to perceive and understand the messages that spirits are bringing forward. It also helps you to connect with your ability to sense energies. There are a plethora of different things, okay? Because you also can experience telepathy, but you also can experience the ability to hear spirits out loud as well. There's a lot of different abilities, and there's too many to cover really because it can be very different with everyone. For myself, it was all of these things, so you can only imagine how overwhelming that was. But some people will only have subtle signs of it. I had to walk in and I had all of my abilities active. So that was extremely overwhelming and very traumatic, which actually led to me kind of closing off my third eye for a while. Not that I intentionally wanted to do that, but that's how much it scared me. Thank you. Yeah. The best ways to get into trance, you can dance. You can dance, you can rock, you can hold on to one of the favorite metals of the spirits. That helps too. Holding on to it, rocking, getting into emotion, feeling the rhythm, listening to music, putting your head a certain way. You can have your head to the side, have your head down, you know. You can have your hands in mudras. There are a lot of things that you can do, but just try try things until you feel you found something that works for you. That's what I would recommend. How do they occur? Um, it depends. It really depends. Can you like give me some context to that so that I can kind of go in and break it down for you? Thank you. Yeah, they can. They can. Um, some people who aren't even practitioners, they can perceive the spirits. They can see them. Oh yes, especially in a setting like the woods. Most definitely. The drums are really cool too. Um, Flettel, you can ask Eli about that. Eli is like an expert with shapeshifting. So that's a good question for him. I think he's still in the chat too. Hmm. Yes. Um, Lady Nocturnal, here's what I like to do. I'd call on a spirit that helps with that likes to help with kids that are being abused. Someone like Anubis is very, very, very helpful with that. Someone like Horus, Sobek. A lot of the Egyptian entities are very protective of children. Astaroth is very protective of children. Pazuzu is very protective of children. You really can draw out the sigil, or you can draw their sigil in oil, in their favorite essential oil that they like, and you can put it onto the wall and say your intention of what you're wanting. Whatever area that sigil is drawn in, that will give you the ability to allow protection over those children. Yes. Yeah. Really, you can do that with visualization, Donald. You actually can do that with visualization. You can bring that forward um and allow yourself to perceive that. And when you perceive it in that manner, you'll have the ability to connect with spirits that align with that cycle of the day. How you doing? Michelle, work with a spirit that really helps with chakras and opening them. Or if you want, just do the techniques yourself. What I like to do is just envision like a gold beam going directly through my body, through each of my chakras, this gold beam coming down, and then just envisioning like black raindrops coming down. That helps me, and keep doing it until you feel them becoming active. You don't even have to visualize them, just envision that gold tube coming down. Yo, I'm just letting you know, if you're giving me weird vibes, you're getting blocked. And you giving me weird vibes. So I'm just warning you. You might be him, you might not, but you getting blocked if you do that again. Don't ask questions about that. That doesn't really pertain to you. And if you feel like it does pertain to you, you probably are him. I catch on to that stuff pretty quick. So don't try to play with me. I don't do all that. I'm not with that back and forth. I don't do that. I see through that shit. So don't try to bring that up. I know it is. I could feel it. I know the vibe. I know the energy. Yeah, G, you getting blocked, Chief. Yeah, yeah, it is. I know it's him. I felt it. I know those vibes. Got a weird vibe with no scent. Okay. All right, I have to get the mold for that, but I definitely will because I want some too. I want some too because I like using tapers too. They help me focus a lot easier. No problem, truth. No problem. No problem, guys. You're welcome. Um, do they mark you when you're working with them for easy contact? They will remain around you. They'll definitely remain present. Um, they'll just stick around. Like even if you evoke one just one time, they'll stick around. And it's funny because even if you feel like you didn't get results, they'll stick around. Even if you banish them, they're still going to be there. That's why sometimes I don't get the point of banishing unless you're utilizing that banishing to get rid of spirits that don't serve your highest purpose. Because the spirits that want to stay, they're going to stay. It don't matter. Like, it doesn't, bro. Like, yeah, exactly. That's why I want to create um I just want to have affordable stuff for you guys to be able to get, you know what I'm saying? For you to be able to have candles and be able to go somewhere where you can have a custom specific candle for a specific spirit that you want to work with. That's my plan. My plan is to make them specifically for the goetic spirits or any demons that people want to work with and dedicate those specific candles to them, charging them with that intent, but also giving the essential oil that specific essential oil that correlates to that spirit. I want to make sure I have it down to a science. You know what I mean? That's what I'm really trying to do. No problem. How do you know if they're around you? Um, you can ask them questions. You can try to scan, but read about them. I would recommend reading about them. Just start studying, start researching them. They'll start showing themselves to you, especially if you get like channeled books, like the book of Mary Magdalene, the Alchemies of Horus. If you get that book, literally as soon as you touch that book, you'll know if Egyptian entities are around you. They'll let their presence be known. Something about what that book is charged with is amazing, and it magnetizes you to Egyptian spirits, and they will present themselves. That's the book that I first read and started to look into when I connected even deeper to Anubis. Hmm. Yeah, it when you're in a trance under the influence of substances, just yeah, exactly. Be careful because there's a lot of spirits that like to prey on you when you're down, when it comes down to that stuff. The book is called The Alchemies of Horus, the Magdalene manuscript. It's called the Magdalene manuscript, basically. And then I know, there are those people who actually there are those people who have that, that aversion kind of to Jesus, Yeshua, to Mary Magdalene, to the story of Mary Magdalene, to Sarah, but you should really read the book. It's a very, very good book channeled by Tom Kenyon and Judy Sion, and it's very informative in working with the energies of Kundalini, whether you have a partner or you're by yourself. It's very beneficial, and I highly recommend it for the serious practitioner. Quite honestly, it's one of the best books on Kundalini that I have ever had the pleasure of partaking in. I don't know if I have it here. Actually, I do. Let me get it right now. You guys see it? This is the book. So this is it. It's called the Magdalene Manuscript. No problem, Eli. You have a good one, man. Stay safe, dude. Be careful. Have I worked with the Greek pantheon? No, I have not. I do know that I have, encountered sylphs. That's literally the only sylphs and nymphs. Okay, I have encountered them. Aside from that, I haven't really worked with anything that had to do with the Greek pantheon as much. I'm more so connecting with the Norse pantheon. Yeah, it's a good book, Daryl. You'll like it. You'll like it. Anubis really loves that book a lot, a lot. Horace loves that book too. My book's good. I mean, my day's good. It's really good. It's a chill day. It was very soothing, relaxing. Fitness and getting into shape. Um, what's his name? Forcas or Foras. He's very good with helping you get into shape. Belial's very good with helping you get into shape. Astaroth's very good with helping you get into physical shape. Bior's very good with helping you get into physical shape. Lucifer, but he's very, very um, strict when it comes down to when you're making a deal with him and you want him to help you and make you more motivated, especially when it comes down to your fitness. If you're someone that's not going to stick to it, he's going to be strict on you. But if you're going to be on it and you're going to keep a schedule and you're going to be consistent and keep your word, he will help you a lot. He's very kind, but don't cross him over. Hmm. To remove parasites, I would recommend working with someone like Bereath. The wreath is really good with the removal of parasites from my experience. You can also give them to as an offering to him too. No problem. It's okay. I mean, just you can make the choice. I'm not gonna be mad, Daryl. It's cool. Don't even worry. Don't even worry about it. If you want to go watch, you can go watch. Don't worry about it. It'll be up later too, so it's okay. You know what? It's so funny, Christian. That is funny. I'm actually gonna be looking into connecting with him. You're talking about the serpent of the Norse pantheon, right? The giant serpent of the Norse pantheon. I want to say his name. Yomanginger. Yeah, I'm actually going to be connecting with him. Yeah. Yeah, you can give them as offerings when you're getting them removed. You can execrate them. But look, the thing is there are certain ones that are within you, that are in people or around people that they have to remove. You can't get someone else to remove them. So it's kind of complicated. If you have some that can be removed, then there will be a magician who can remove them. But if you don't, it's still best to know whether or not those are ones that you can remove yourself. Because there's some that come from your ancestors that you have. Excuse me. Sorry. The Prince of Air. Prince of Air. I know that there's a King of Air, Florius. Florius is one of the nine divine that rules over the element of air. You can talk to him. Florius is really awesome too. Very, very, hmm, very informative. It's actually not unusual because kids are less corrupt than we are, you know. They have less of a filter than we do. So they don't filter it out as quickly. They have more of a purity. And that's why spirits tend to show themselves to kids more often than they will show themselves to adults because we're conditioned. The children aren't yet. Soul dedication. I don't know. Um, I don't know. From what I'm connecting to, that feels like it would be some sort of life's work with the spirit. Other than that, I don't know because that's a new term. That's a new term. I've never heard that. Yeah, young breezy. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing too. Um, the author is Tom Kenyon and Judy Zion. Judy Zion. They're a couple. They're married. They also have really good books on Hathor and really good books on the Arcturians. Yeah, yeah. My Jupiter says I am. Airwaves. Interesting. How about you ask Florius, actually? Zay, ask Florius. I think he could give you more information on that. Ask Florius. That's what I'm feeling. Oh yeah, Daryl. With relationships, one of my favorites, Asmodeus. Okay, Asmodeus is very helpful with that. Astaroth is very helpful. King Paimon, Azazel is very helpful with that as well. with relationships with sexuality. Okay, Bune, believe it or not, Bune. Okay, the aspect of Bime. Bime is very good with helping you with your sacred sexuality too. Okay, Ansir is very good with that too. Yes, yes. Yeah, Christian, I'm actually about to be getting a book pretty soon on the Giants, so I'm gonna be like diving deep into it. I'm waiting for it in the mail right now. I'm trying to really get deep into the Norse pantheon because I'm gonna start doing a lot more workings with the Morgan. She's someone that's been very dominant within my life as well. Oh yeah, no, for sure, Breezy. I'm gonna be bulk. I want to bulk make them. If you guys will buy them, I'll definitely make them. Like I definitely will make them. That's no problem. Who's the other brother connected at the same time? What do you mean? Connected at the same time? What do you mean? Um, oh shit. Giovanni, can you elaborate on that? But also, Michelle, I remember you had a question too. I didn't get to answer it because I wanted you to elaborate a little more. I didn't understand what you said. Can you give it like some context? Because when you give it context, I'll be able to give my personal definition of it and what I feel from it when there's context. Because you guys know me, I like when it's very specific. I'll go in depth for you when it's specific. The seven deadly sins. So the seven deadly sins basically are that's a belief that there are seven full-blown sins that people should not really, commit to doing. And there are actually demonic entities that are associated with the seven deadly sins. Mhm. And I believe, one of them, I believe, is Belphegor, which Belphegor is very fucking awesome. I cannot understand why he'd be personified as a deadly sin, but, that's really neither here nor there. Simple banishing spells. Simple. Simple. Okay, yeah, what I like to do, I do this too. So you can basically just take your fingers, right? Just try your best to picture where that spirit would be or what's around you. Put your hands forward like this. Set the intention to just disintegrate that energy. Snap your fingers, put your hand forward, and in your mind's eye, envision that energy just evaporating, and they'll leave you alone. They'll go away. Yes. Oh, Mecca. Okay. That's a good fucking question. Um, I believe there's so much secrecy to them that they're intertwined and intermixed with a lot of things. So I don't really know how to go about answering that question because they are nuts. They're nuts. They're crazy. I feel like there's too much stuff to touch on when it comes to that topic. Way too much. Oh, okay. Who's going live? Okay. I didn't know what that was. I was like, I didn't understand what that was. Thanks for clarifying that. Well, answer these questions for me. Thank you. Thank you. I really try to put a lot of respect on her name and a lot of, truth out there about her because there's so many people who talk down on her, and I'm just like, bro, you don't even understand. Honestly, like they'll never understand the connection that we have with her because they can't have that connection. They also can't have that connection with a lot of these spirits that we work with because they're scared. Have I ever experienced an incubi or succubi scratching my physical body and leaving scars? No. Um, I've had succubi and incubi talk to me before, and connect with me. It's funny because my channel has changed drastically since I had first started this channel. And if you go back to one of my older videos, I had a video on the succubi, but now I understand that it's hella disrespectful to call them succubi. And it's very disrespectful to call them incubi too, because they actually have names. So I have had experiences with them, yes, but now my understanding of them is a lot different to where I have earned respect from them. So no, they don't come forward or harm me in any way because of the fact that if you want to understand them or you would like to work with them, you should go through Lilith or Nahimath. Mhm. No, no, Giovanni, you literally you'll be able to sleep at night. In fact, you'll sleep very well when you're receiving the energies of Vyman. He's awesome. He can really help you sleep and help you to understand how to get into a deeper sleep. He really helps people to build up on getting into REM and achieving lucidity. That's his goal when he's working with anyone. Protection jewelry, yeah. I just don't have any tool, any like crystals or anything like that yet. I'm gonna focus on one thing at a time. The candles are going to be the first thing that come out, and I'm going to see how that goes, and I'll gauge what I'll do after that. But if you guys like that shit and you guys want them, I will produce a lot of them because I'm planning on making a lot because I use a lot of candles, and if you guys use a lot like me, you can holla at your boy. Hmm. No problem. See you, bro. Thanks for coming. So, Kuz, answer these questions. All right. Are you drained in the daytime constantly? How good is your luck? Are you seeing spirits walking around you? Are there spirits that are tormenting you? Are you being physically harmed? Are you afraid at night? Are you feeling like you can't really connect? Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Reese. Are you feeling like you can't connect to energies that you otherwise should naturally be able to connect to? Are you experiencing extreme insomnia? Do you have extreme anxiety that really seems very uncontrollable? Do you feel like your body's aching? Do you feel any of these things? These are some of the things that you look for to determine whether or not you have that stuff cast onto you. He will show you so many things in your back. It might just be something that comes from an attachment, but I don't want to assume anything because sometimes it's hard to gauge that because sometimes I'll have pain and that can come from your past. hmm But Lady Nocturnal, yeah, you can't. If you like that, you can talk to Amdusius. He will really show you. He can show you a lot about the incubi and succubi if that's what you wanted to encounter. He's a good spirit to work with for that. He can show you in depth if that's something that you are willing to go into. He's awesome for that. He has a lot of strong abilities and capabilities and specialties, but that's one of the main things that he specializes in, and he won't let you down. So I recommend Amdusius. hmm He's awesome. Traction jury. Yeah. Well, I mean, Jupiter is going to be coming out with baths pretty soon, and she's going to be launching it. So we do have attraction baths. There's going to be spiritual baths there that she's going to be selling too, and they are the fucking bomb. So we'll have those. I don't know about jewelry, but we would definitely will have beauty, attraction, protection, spiritual baths, money baths, things of that sort. I will have those candles for that purpose too. I'm going to have a lot of those things. But her baths are the shit. She's going to be launching them tomorrow. So you guys should definitely tune into the Highest Kingdom tomorrow because she has some of the best spiritual baths that I have actually been able to partake in. And I'm not just saying that because that's my girl. She actually has the ability to fully put forward those energies, and those herbs will embody exactly what it is that she put into them. She's fucking amazing at what she does, and I cannot wait until she launches them. There's a lot of things that are going to be changing and a lot of stuff that we're doing that's going to be awesome. Yeah, I lucid dream often, often, yes. I remember, okay, sorry. There was one person who was asking me. I remember, so I'm so sorry. In the beginning, someone was asking me if there's any spirits that are good for clairvoyance. If you really want to learn clairvoyance, I would recommend working with someone like Osteroth, work with Asmodee, work with Seer, or work with Barbados. But Barbados is very good for beginners. Barbados can really help you. That is if he wants to connect with you, because sometimes Barbados can be picky. But he's really awesome. Oh, dope. You guys are both from the Netherlands. Go ahead. Lilith is very awesome, by the way, so she'll let you know what's up. She's good. You can feel the power just by when she's commenting. Good. Go. You should go for it. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Also, sorry, I remember you were asking. There's one more that I wanted to tell you about for clairvoyance. Belial, believe it or not, Belial was really good with helping you understand your psychic abilities, but he loves teaching people to tap into their clairvoyant abilities and master divination. Belial. Oh, I can't speak on. I cannot speak on mental illness because I, I can't speak on that. I do apologize, but I cannot because that is something that is beyond me that I don't really have a comprehension of those, you know. I leave that to people who are professionals that can, that can deal with that kind of stuff. It's very touchy, and I don't like to get into that because that's a difficult subject. It's a difficult subject. I don't want to tell you anything that can harm you, or can put you into uh, any kind of bad circumstances or situations. So I am not touching on mental health. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not gonna comment on that, and I'm sorry, Daryl. I'm just not about to comment on that because that's really that's really something that I should not be giving advice on because I am not a professional. Yeah, Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, and he did a pretty good job. I I don't touch on those things because I'm not a medical professional. I I'm not about to tell you that it is a gift because I do not want you to bring yourself harm or anyone else harm. And that's just what that is because I am not a medical professional. He has a good video about it. Yes, yes. Working with Belial, Reese. Working with Belial. Working with Barbados. Working with Lucifer. Those are the three main ones that I would recommend. Leviathan's very helpful with that stuff too because he can help you with divination as well. But Barbados, Lucifer, and Belial. Seer would be a good one too. They help you with your clairvoyance and your clairaudience in depth, and they're very patient. And they're more so for beginners. Basically, hail. It's hail, Lucifer, basically. Thank you. I mean, I try to be, unless someone brings me out of that. Yeah, they're playing with the toy. But you guys, I really appreciate you. Um, I'm gonna go because this is going on pretty long, and I have some stuff to do. But I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay? No problem. Here, you guys.